Just in case I haven't been crystal clear about this in the past, and for the people in the back of the room, our military has one job. One job. Kill bad guys, that's all. But the continued unwillingness of this DOD, the Department of Defense, to abandon the woke policies and initiatives which prevent us from achieving the very explicit, very singular, very important goal, that's today's threat assessment. Now, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has unilaterally decided that the Department of Defense will pay for travel expenses of any military member who must go outside of their state that they're stationed in for an abortion. This policy obviously doesn't sit well with many conservatives and with Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, who among them is a member of the Armed Services Committee. Now, Tuberville is digging in his heels on this and delaying any and all military nominations until the DOD banishes this policy. As a result of the standoff, the Marines, they're without a confirmed leader, no commandant, for the first time in over a century. Let's weigh the cost benefits of this. It's our pleasure to welcome in the man currently holding the moral high ground, Senator Tommy Tuberville. Sorry, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So, sir, you obviously represent a state that has, banned abortion, very early on. And you have said, I'm not going to confirm anybody until the DOD stands down on this because it is not a federal matter. What has been the backlash for you?
Well, it's been a hurricane, but that's fine. I knew it was coming. The problem is 60% of the people across the country, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, 60% do not want taxpayer money spent on abortion. After Roe Wade went down, back to the states, which it should have, Joe Biden and the Pentagon decided, hey, we're going to get involved in this. We're going to put as many people, federal employees, on abortion watch as much as we can. And so that's what they've done. We had a great policy, rape, incest, harm to the mom for 40 years, almost 40 years we've had that. Been no problem. But what they want to do now is they want to really put politics into this. So without going through a vote, which is what I want them to bring a vote over here, exactly what they want to put in the military. We were elected to Congress. They weren't. They're running legislation through the Pentagon. That's not going to work for me. Let's vote on it. If you're not going to vote on it, I'm going to have a hold on the generals and admirals for as long as they want. Now, you said earlier that we don't have a commandant of the Marines. I had him in my office 3 weeks ago. He said, Coach, you do what you got to do. We will take care of business over there. We got somebody running the show. And I do not want to affect readiness. I don't want to affect anything that's going to hurt our military.
Right.
But they're doing more damage to the military as we speak because of this wokeness that they're putting within our military. And also, our recruiting is going south very quickly.
Well, sir, look, I was a Navy SEAL for 9 years. I realize how important this is, and I'm watching the teams dwindle every single day with good men who used to be able to go to war for us. And now, like you said, these woke policies are not doing anything for us. Earlier today, though, the outgoing Air Force Chief of Staff, C.Q. Brown, shared these remarks on the trickle-down effects of these nomination delays. Take a look at this.
We have several members who have served honorably and are ready to retire, but they're going to, in some cases, stay with us to help us mitigate through that challenge. The area that hits us, I think, that we do need to think about is how it impacts our families, because it has an impact not just for the senior officer, but all their staff and all those below them. It has an impact.
Well, Senator, he seems a lot like he's sitting there being like, don't hold up my promotion because you don't like some policy coming from Lloyd Austin.
Yeah, he's getting ready to be the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, chairman of Joint Chiefs. But that being said, they're worried about families moving and all that, and I'm fine. Listen, there's nobody more military than me. My dad was career military, served in World War II. Now, but here's the problem I have with it. What about those 4,000 or 5,000 kids that are not going to live a life because they were aborted because of this policy? Right now, we're only aborting 2 to 3 dozen a year. That is going to change. The Pentagon told us when they change this policy, it's going to go to 4,000 to 5,000 a year. Yeah. So what about those young people that never will breathe life into this country, in this great country that live in? Yeah. Who's going to pay the price for that?
Right. Well, Senator, you seem overly rational about this, and I appreciate you taking the stance that you are, because, look, if someone doesn't do it, I don't know if anyone will. Look, the military used to just put bullets in bad guys, and now they're getting involved in social commentary, and I don't really like it. Senator Tommy Tuberville, we appreciate you being here. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.